Microsoft, a name and reputation known around the world. Based in Redmond, Washington, Microsoft employs thousands of people worldwide. The company operates on a vision of a computer on every desk, in every home, running Microsoft software. Microsoft designs, develops, markets, and supports a wide range of computer operating systems, applications, development tools and languages, hardware peripherals, and books. Microsoft products are designed to make it easy to take advantage of the power of personal computing and help people do what they want to do better, smarter, and faster. Microsoft believes meeting the needs of its customers requires total commitment to connecting people with information at the touch of a finger. In February of 1975, Bill Gates and Paul Allen completed BASIC, the first language program for a personal computer. The first Microsoft customer is MITS, maker of the Altair computer. Bill and Paul knew they were onto something important, a personal computer.
Even at that point, we had thought, wow, this microprocessor is going to do something incredible. As early as 71, Paul and I had talked about the microprocessor, and it was really his insight that because of semiconductor improvements, things would just keep getting better. And so I said to him, whoa, exponential phenomena is pretty rare, pretty dramatic. Are you serious?
They were serious, and quickly realized these strange little boxes were nothing without powerful and useful programs. Hardware needs software. Within a year, Bill and Paul refined and enhanced BASIC and added to the customer list. Soon, a second programming language was born, Fortran. Then another, COBOL. The company quickly understood the potential of international markets. They formed Microsoft Far East as an exclusive sales agent to Asian hardware manufacturers. And within a year, the Microsoft BASIC compiler was running on virtually every available microcomputer. In early 1979, Bill and Paul opened new offices in Bellevue, Washington.
We made a card that plugged into the Apple II with the little Z80, a microprocessor that succeeded the 8080 on it. And so it let you run all the business applications that were coming out in the CPM80 world on this machine, which was very high volume. And that was a big success and let us grow our retail group and even go out and license some products like Flight Simulator and many others that defined a whole new avenue for us.
In 1981, it was time to take a new step. Microsoft reorganized as a privately held corporation with Bill Gates as president and Paul Allen as vice president.
We knew that 16-bit computing was on its way, and we saw that it could be a good business machine, and we decided to focus a lot of early work on that Intel chip.
It was August 2nd, 1981, when IBM released its personal computer, running Microsoft's 16-bit operating system, MS-DOS version 1.0, plus Microsoft BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, and other products. Late 1981 found Microsoft on the move again, this time to larger offices with a new name, Microsoft Corporation. The company began to look at the expanding European market, which led to the formation of subsidiaries in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Microsoft Press was created in 1983 to provide an additional avenue for customers to learn about software and get more out of their personal computing experience.
Another thing that Microsoft did in terms of getting these new machines out there and really showing off what new uses they could be put to was we came out with our own mouse product. The mouse was invented by Doug Engelbart back at Stanford Research Institute.
I don't know why we call it a mouse. Sometimes I apologize. It started that way, and we never did change it.
When we first brought this out, we ordered 50,000, and it took us over a year to sell the first 50,000. You know, today we sell many, many hundreds of thousands in a month, but at first it looked like maybe we had made a mistake. This did go on to be a very profitable thing for us, and we continued to evolve the design, going to a sleeker and sleeker appearance over time.
Microsoft Word for MS-DOS was introduced in 1983 with an innovative marketing strategy. A demo disc was included in an issue of PC World magazine. Microsoft Windows was announced at the 1983 COMDEX trade show, but it would be 2 long years before it was released. In 1984, Apple Computer used the Super Bowl to tell us why 1984 wouldn't be like 1984.
The Macintosh was a very, very important milestone, not only because it established Apple as a key player in helping to find new ideas in the personal computer, but also because it ushered in graphical interface. It's hard to reconstruct, but people didn't believe in graphical interface, and Apple bet their company on it, and that's why we got so involved in building applications for the Macintosh early on. We thought they were right, and we really bet our success on it as well.
Later that same year, Microsoft introduced a new version of Flight Simulator, which quickly became the best-selling game for the IBM PC and compatibles. By 1985, Microsoft had once again outgrown its facilities, and construction began on new corporate headquarters in Redmond, Washington. That same month, the company celebrated its 10th anniversary, with sales of $140 million. In March of 1986, a new force in American business was launched when Microsoft stock went public.
It was an opportunity to really expose the company broadly, talk about our vision, where we had done well, where we were taking the industry, and it did become something that was covered very, very broadly by a lot of people, and it was extremely successful.
There was a strong demand for the stock from the very beginning, and one of the key traders for Goldman Sachs turned around at one point and looked at us and said with a big smile on his face, "We're going to shoot the moon," which I guess in that parlance meant that there was a very strong demand and the stock was likely to go up in value even in that first day, and it did.
And just a month later, the Software Publishers Association made Microsoft a big winner in its Excellence in Software Awards. Microsoft Excel, already the most popular spreadsheet for Macintosh, was released for Windows in 1987, bringing easy-to-understand spreadsheets with a graphical interface to millions of PC users. 2 years later, Microsoft Word for Windows made its debut, offering ease of point-and-click computing to writers. In April of 1990, a Russian version of MS-DOS was released, making a total of 14 language versions available.
Today we're introducing Microsoft Windows version 3. I think that this represents a major milestone in the history of the PC industry.
Microsoft is selling Windows on all kinds of machines. It's the most popular operating environment on the desktop, and people tend to think that that happened easily or overnight. And what people forget is that we began developing Windows back, I think it was as early as 1982. We didn't bring a product out until November of 1985. It wasn't until we got pretty well into the beta testing for Windows 3.0 that we realized that Windows 3.0 was going to be a very popular product. And so what started in 1982 really didn't bear significant fruit for this company until 1990.
In his visionary address to COMDEX in the fall of 1990, Bill Gates put forth the idea of an information highway.
We need a vast array of information to be available to users. In the broader market that includes consumers and students, people like publishers or online information providers, our new companies need to think through building multimedia information titles. It's going to require hardware manufacturers, software developers, and the distribution channels all cooperating to make the vision of information at your fingertips a reality.
In 1991, only a year after its rollout, Microsoft Windows 3.0 was a worldwide standard in personal computer interfaces, available in 12 languages in 24 countries. In February of '92, Microsoft created the Office of the President to focus on products, sales and support, and operations.
A total of $1.5 billion of Windows applications have been sold since Windows 3 came out. And I expect before the end of 1992, that number will exceed $3 billion. So all this success has been a wonderful thing, but it's also created a lot of feedback. And so we've been working on the next version. And so today, I'm very pleased to be introducing Windows 3.1.
In the first 6 weeks following release, 3 million copies of Windows 3.1 shipped, a number unprecedented in the industry. President George Bush awarded Bill Gates the National Medal of Technology, America's highest award in the field.
Looks like we do have a...
Microsoft Product Support Services was rewarded for its commitment to customer support when the 1992 Star Award was presented by the Software Publishers Association. Home computing is rapidly growing, and half of all homes with personal computers have school-aged children. As those children grow, a new generation of computer users will create a new demand for new tools and new products. By 1993, 40 million PCs are running Microsoft Windows, the standard of choice among personal computer users worldwide. And by the end of 1993, Microsoft programs are published in 28 languages. As we look ahead, Microsoft will remain on the cutting edge of software development. Microsoft has always been a leader in the corporate marketplace and will continue to serve that segment. But as personal can become as common as televisions or telephones, a shifting emphasis to home services brings about new ways of thinking about computer applications.
It's almost like publishing. You know, it's taking the word software in a very broad way, and it means hiring in lots of graphic artists, lots of people who are very artistic in how they think. Now, developers are, you know, managing developers and hiring them. It's a lot of the same things about it. You want to make the jobs really fun jobs, but it does mean that we're bringing together a lot of skills, and it's very much a new frontier, but one that we see as a critical part of our future. The companies that are successful over this next decade, as this all rolls out, will be the ones that focus on the things we've talked about today. How do you make these products useful, enjoyable? How do you put personality into them? And how do you draw on the whole family so that these devices in the home are really something that are very, very worthwhile?
The Microsoft vision of a computer on every desk and in every home, in this country and around the world, is becoming a reality. And a vast universe of information will be at the fingertips of everyone.
You know, one of the cool things about Microsoft is that you can work on a variety of different products, whether it's in applications, whether it's on hardware, whether it's on systems. And it's all driven vision from Bill, which is information at your fingertips.
Sent my resume in Monday. They called me Wednesday. I got back in touch with them Thursday. They told me to come in for an interview Friday. I interviewed all day Friday. Graduated from college on Saturday. Moved into an apartment on Sunday and started the job Monday.
My view is that this company is a company that provides a platform for opportunities for smart, hardworking people, and it's no less that way now than it was years ago when the company was much smaller.
I think there's an absolutely incredible opportunity here, and I think it's going to be very exciting.